Hello, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, February 17. My name is Kelly Lee Mitchell, and I'm going to do a reading for you. What I have going on right now is it's turning into sort of a psychic investigative mystery spy channel, and it is for your entertainment purposes only. But I do have a lot of people, maybe incognito at this point, that are finding this, a lot of stars that are not only enjoying the entertainment of this message, but are seeing the truth in it. So I just sat down. I was going to pick a card, okay, and it was going to be, what kind of criminal are you? Part 2, episode 2. Okay, so we're gonna bring in some more creep show, and this has to do with the witch hunt. Okay, so if you're not a witch hunter, you don't have to chill. Like, we're not on that yet right now because I'm on a story. We're in the middle of an investigation, so that's where we're at right now. And because there are so many of these different types of criminals that are associated with this witch hunt, it has been hard to track for so long. Because now we're in 2026, there are people today, like I feel like there might be judges watching this. I feel like there might be possibly lawmakers. I do feel like there are people that are in certain families that are viewing this at this point. You know, this is a channel for the stars, and that is spreading. So I do feel like today, the day that you're viewing this, I feel like it would be closer to real time around this date, Tuesday, February 17th. Happy Lunar New Year, by the way. So I really hope you're enjoying the day. It is sunny where I am here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Eastern Standard Time, and it's a really pretty day. I earned some medicine that was $1. It's natural and it's legal here. I picked up some cans, and 10 cents is a lot of money. It really is. So it was an okay morning start. I'm really tired, but I also have enough energy to do this read, and it's gonna be great, so it's fine. Okay. While I wait for you to bring my children and do this justice and everything, I do feel though that in the more current time, I have some people part of this investigation that are watching this. So it doesn't really matter. You don't really have to believe in a type of channel or type of person, a psychic medium, or a specialist that has intuitive ability to help you pick up information. You do not have to believe in something like that. Nobody forces you. But it is proven in some circumstances where one type of psychic medium could be beneficial in helping you find information. I mean, that is just it. And I mean, that's something you can call a phenomena, a miracle, a coincidence, or also thank you very much for your assistance. Whether they're correct or not, but a genuine person that is able to help you solve something is generally recognized, even if they're not on the news all the time. They do not broadcast every single crime that was, you had a psychic medium or some type of intuitive person helping give information, real detailed information, which would lead you onto more avenues into solving your crime. I mean, not every crime that is solved is broadcasted, is what I'm saying. So I do feel today, so we're talking about the witch hunt, but first there's the mini pre-read. Today, I have more official people watching this. I feel like realizing that this is a real thing. And I also almost feel like there's this divide, kind of like I caught you, or, we're right in the middle of this sit tight and let's both watch this together feeling. So I mostly shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle a tiny bit more. I do only have this room for an hour. So if I get cut off, I'll try again. But I do have to get things out as they are coming to me, whether I have pre-planned to speak about it or not. The only thing that I have pre-planned to speak about is when I first got here, I had some information that came to me when I was signing up for the room, and this would be for if you want to know if I'm going to cover this soon or not, because you don't want to stay here for live or whenever, because there's people listening to me live, and then there's going to be people listening to when I post this, and there's going to be people listening to me later whenever you find this, okay? But for the people that want to know live, I have some information if you're talking about specific card decks and underground gambling rings. I'm going to talk about that next, okay? So it's only going to be a second. You can stay here for a minute. Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to talk about, I'm gonna shuffle for a second and then just chat for a minute, but I'm gonna get my train of thought. I don't always get distracted with that because I have to talk and what else. Either way. Okay, so I rolled the dice here and I got 11. And so if you're talking about in tarot terms, that's the number 11. All right, and so then what you do is the number 11, if you're talking about the major arcana, would be justice, okay? I mean, sometimes people tell you that it's 8 or Scorpio, but it's actually still justice. I mean, Scorpio is a hint and a clue that like real justice has been lost and stolen, but it's actually justice. And then when you find its counterpart, I mean, that's a 2. So 1 + 1 is 2. And the 2 in the deck would be the High Priestess. All right. So it feels like whatever has been stolen and manipulated a very long time ago through some type of governmental system. I mean, that could be whether you called it the church or the government or the law or however you announced a law that everybody needed to follow, and it really massively changed things. Excuse me. Whether it is written in Bibles, in many different stories, many different texts, things like that. I mean, it is acknowledged that many things have been manipulated, and that is why when somebody joins a church or a type of religion and they haven't grown up that way, or they're just curious, it is hard to figure out what's true. I mean, and I wasn't raised in the church, so honestly, I have no idea if somebody was even raised in the church that would constantly be questioning, because it's always this backwards, well, it could be either way, but follow this. So that's really confusing. But it's well known that things have been manipulated and stolen. I mean, if you're the most logical person in the world, that is well known. Sorry, it's driving me nuts. Probably driving a lot of you too also nuts. There's something going on where the books are not lining up straight with my cards. And it's an OCD thing. But that looks really weird. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. I'm just going to film through this because it's weird. And you know, just get a cup of coffee. I'm like, someone's like, you know what? I thought she was going to talk about this right now. Someone's like, this is horse ass. And someone else is like, this is something else. I just lost my train of thought because they're annoyed that they even have to listen to this. But like, honestly, if you're watching this and you were here for entertainment and you're only like getting annoyed, okay, you have something to hide. And so I'm talking to like a porky. I'm gonna be honest. Somebody who's a hothead who has something to hide. So you can just chill. I don't really see you being productive doing anything else. Exactly. Okay, this looks totally annoying, and I apologize for that. It's weird because, but that's what I was just saying, and I'm not trying to be annoying and rude, but I don't have a space to set up, which is really frustrating. Because if you see somebody that you stole everything from and they don't look good, okay, and they're not prepared, and there's somebody who's extremely OCD, and when I say OCD, it's obsessive compulsive disorder, which is something like, I like my things the way that I like them, especially if I'm doing something to give to someone else. If any part of me as Kylie Mitchell is going to represent myself doing anything, I care about that. I care about how I represent myself every single moment of the day. Okay, and that is why if you're getting attacked by other people emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically, you might lose yourself, okay, and not look very good. You may pick up an addiction that you're not proud of, but, nobody needs to worry about that, okay? And I don't have any addictions that I'm not proud of, but I'm not saying that I haven't messed up in a way that I was a little bit embarrassed. Like, please don't put that photo on of me, or I was really stressed out that night. So it can be a range of anything, but if you're a hothead, you should please just show. Okay, so like interference aside, I'm in the middle of something. So, I'm not trying to be whatever. This is not about me, but it's also about a person that would agree with me. It's like, whatever you're doing, could you please try? Whether you're going to study, someone is thinking of when they're doing like new hires, and they're thinking like about the new employees that come in, and it's like, oh my gosh, not a single person on a notebook. Everybody's on their cell phones and eating chips, and like everybody thinks it's casual Friday now, and and it's like they can't find whoever this is an employer real quick. It's besides that, but like they're thinking of, can I just find a decent person that has some basic experience and knowledge with a bachelor's degree, can dress decent, and can pay attention and be eager to learn? Like, honestly, and the answer is no with the kind of employees you have in management. So the answer is no. But you could try to check your management. Also, when that brings me back, excuse me. that takes me back to the beginning when I was saying, if you take somebody out of their element and strip them from their home and any type of relationship that they can have with any person that could support them, anyone, I don't care what their backstory is, okay? You strip them apart of everything. Make sure they can't have any support or relationships, and then manipulate every single story about them, and they look disheveled. Those are the ones that are going to come in and try their best. I'm just letting you know. There is a difference between somebody having an addiction to the point of where they don't want to work, okay? Like maybe they would steal, maybe they would skip out, maybe they would call no show because they honestly don't want to work, okay? But there are a lot of other people where it's like, excuse me, if you picked me, I would be the best one there because I care, okay? And you don't hire people like that right now. Also, you leave them with nothing, you exhaust them, and then you blame them. So I don't think so. And that's to anybody who thinks that they have any power to hire or decide how much money you get on food stamps or with assistance in your bills or even basic housing, because I'm still freaking homeless. And I take good notes. Anyway, there's going to be more groups today if I get more time, but it's heated. And there's also going to be a lot of employees getting in trouble soon, to be honest. Because what's being hidden looks like it's about to be found out. Or people are paying attention. Like, I don't think so. You know, it's like if you have investors not paying attention right now, and then you've got these dark, creepy magicians like messing with your family life and in your relationships, and then you can't focus and you can't think straight. And then they get you your investment to do something really dark, and you weren't paying attention. Or they go in and they steal some information, or they go in and manipulate conversations or something that you've had with someone else, and then now it's a catastrophe. So I do feel like we are at the point where people are starting to realize higher ups, like this is a catastrophe. You let some crazy psychos have some information. Not only that, you've been working hard in many departments to confuse people. It doesn't have to be just witchcraft, okay? It can be passing along scientific information to people that is highly illegal. It can be changing documents. It can be painting your own vehicles, okay? Having your own underground betting rings and gambling and different license plates and different types of garage what's it? I was gonna say mechanics or machinery, but it's like a conveyor belt type of thing. Like you've got all kinds of people in the legal system. Like it's my turn, okay? And you can call whatever color you want because there's a lot of weird different colors on there. But it's like it's the supremacy person that's like it's my turn, okay? That's where we're at right now. It really is. You have a lot of other people that truly care about the planet that are world leaders that are seriously being confused and held hostage or taken away from their position, period. You have real biologists and scientists that are telling you, like, this is serious. You need to listen to me. And their voices are getting silenced because you're like, it's my turn. It's really effed. So I do know that there are people paying attention to this. Like, excuse me, even if you didn't care, you should take this message seriously. Go through your stuff. Like, it's spring cleaning time. And be careful, be worried about your audits, be worried about who people are using your electric signatures, be careful who did you invest in the last couple, where are you paying your royalties to, like something strange, but please do pay attention. I do feel like there's a lot of snotty weirdos here, because it's like if you've seen the movie The Departed, okay, it's almost like you're the Matt Damons in the movie, so nice try. Like, don't get it twisted, this is not new, and it's not like any of you have really extremely high paychecks. And then if you did get paid a decent wage, you're like, what the, like, I gave you everything. I do not understand how you're having a problem with your position. You should have just came and talked to me. Well, it's like, because they're one of the, it's my turns. I'm a Beth. In whatever way you are, like you really are, your root cause is a seed of jealousy, but you do not either like your bosses or your superiors, or you're just lazy. And like these people, a lot of these groups today, it might be like things that are, they're just trying to hide things because, I mean, I don't know. It's like we have a lot of different groups. Like it was almost like Pile 5 last time. A lot of them were previous criminals who did not want to commit another crime. And a lot of them were sickos that were doing things, you know, maybe even on social media to manipulate different things, or, you know, behind the camera, behind the scenes, doing stuff like that. Definitely doing papers and changing things and stuff like that. But I'm talking about like more low level, okay, types of people in Group 5. But like either I feel like here today it would be like people who have an extreme amount more money, people who have an extreme amount more influence, and people who seriously are trying to keep secrets from a long time ago. Like today is Lunar New Year. So if you're going to go back to the 1500s, there was a huge change where literally an entire month was removed. And again, I don't know much. I just Googled it, and it said Undecember. It's like you took a whole month away. What else did you take away at that time? So it's like, what are you hiding? Okay. But also, I do feel like you are getting found out. And then, like, it wouldn't even matter. Like, if you were someone listening today and you're trying to catch me, like, I understand what they're trying to hide. It's like, why are you hiding that? Have you asked yourself, why do I want to hide this information? Like, take out a journal. You're so studious. You worked so hard to get in your position. Why am I keeping this a secret? What would it be like if people did know the truth? Why wouldn't they know the truth? If I am so logical, how do I not understand the truth of what has been created and found that I'm trying to hide? Why would I hide that? Especially with where we are right now and how your medical... So you keep talking about like how everything's coming from animals and animal markets. Well, it's like actually it's coming from a bunch of creeps who want to be creative with science. Like, if I'm a scientist, I would expect that if I was injured, I would go to the doctor and I would get medical attention for my exact needs because you're that progressive. I would expect that because you trained for that and you should know exactly what you're doing. However, I do not understand how... I do know you cannot be creative with that. That's why I'm not sciencey. Okay? Well, like, I am, like, hello, I do understand the truth. Like, I don't play your tricks. So it's very easy for certain people, like a star, to be like, excuse me, like, come on. So I do not understand why you are letting all these manipulative creeps work under you and beneath you. Like, why are you trying to create all this nastiness? It's pure chaos. Why would you have chaos continue? And you have to deal with that. Like, especially if you could just reverse what you did, because you already know. If you could just reverse that and let things go to exactly how they are, whether you like it or not, it's like a Band-Aid. But then you would realize that things slowly be cleaned up and it would be okay. And why would you not want to have a better life? Why would you not want to have a better life? You would still have more money. You would still be able to live in your house in your beautiful space. You have earned it. You have worked for it. But you do not get to decide because you're part of these experiments. Whether you sign the check or not, or you secretly get off at the fact that you have more money or not. But if you are so intelligent, then this is when you do your soul searching. Like, why? Why am I so jealous of the person down the street? Because that is what this is. That is why you took the position that you took. That is why you worked so hard to have it, because you still wanted to have more. And a lot of time, if you're talking about, like, I don't know that much about history, but I'm thinking about somebody who's older, who could be like a judge age or something like that. Like, your family could have lost everything at that point, too. A lot of rich families lost everything. So a lot of you took up those positions in the types of schooling that you did to make sure that you would always have security, even if you started with nursing, if you did stuff like that, or maybe you did get married first and your husband put you through college, and then now you blame someone else. You're like, do it on your own. Like, you never would have made it if you did it on your own. I do not understand why you're so mean to people trying so hard. So I'm not going to cut it right here. Someone told me to cut it right here. I don't work for you scientists. I am not in your movie. They're running a dark black magic creep movie on me through the dark web, and I'm not in their movie. Like, I didn't sign up. Just because they put me in it, through me, it does not mean I signed your waiver. I did not sign up for that. I can hear them and they can hear me. Like, don't freak out. You don't have to film you unless they come to find you. If they come to find you, you're going to end up signing something, and then they're going to put you on a creep show that they have me on. But right now, just chill. It's fine. I'm not, like, that's why I stay alone a lot, okay? Okay. Dang. Well, what kind of criminal are you? Let me reshuffle for a minute. I'm just going to pause it real quick. Okay, so. Okay, hi, it's Kelly. I'm back. It's still the same day. It is on Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. And I'm just doing my pick of cards right now. So I don't know. It's almost like I want to do... Oh, wait. I got to do one more. I'm going to do this one real quick. I'm just shuffling. And I'm going to show you the cards. And then you just pick your pile. And then we'll get started. I think I'm just going to do... Oh, fine. I'm going to do 5. Please don't let anyone take my room, because they only have 38 minutes left. Yeah. So, I don't know if I can do that fast. Okay. So, real quick. Oh, shoot. I already have 5? I already have 5. Doing 6 is kind of annoying for me. So I'm going to say, ladies, could you just wait till next round? Okay. Because I'm just feeling energy already in the cards. I mean, I've shuffled them. Some of them I already know the top card, to be honest, but not all of them. And I don't know the story yet. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. So we're just going to see what comes out. And so what I'm going to do is I've already shuffled my deck. I'm going to give this one 2 more because these ones are super, goodness. Okay. You're going to hear about them. They are awesome. No, honestly, they're cool. See, I have interference. They're super cool. But you have no idea who I'm talking about. So, they're honestly, they want to be cool. I'm going to be honest. They want to be cool. But you have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, let me line them up, and I'll be right back. Hi, hello, welcome back. It's just a few minutes later, and I lined up my cards, and I'm just going to tell you that these are the cards that you can choose of. Pick a pile, and it is What Kind of Criminal Are You? Episode 2, Part 2. All right? So you can pick again. That's why this is fun. It's just for your entertainment purposes. I encourage you to pick from both if you want, but also these are new energies that are coming through, okay? So this is pile number 1 over here, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, pile number 5, and pile number 6 at the end down here over on the right. Pile number 6. So let's get started. If you chose pile number 1, what kind of criminal are you? Well, you definitely are in hiding. This is one of the decks, I have no idea what the card is, to be honest. I have no idea what this card is. So I just want to see. You like to stay in hiding. Do you want me to read this? It's like I think you work for the law, but I think that you think you work for the law or something. You might be one of those new ones that you're a sheriff. You might be new. You might be a new 911. You might be a first responder. It's code enforcement. I think you have a hot head. Let me just see what we got here. That's fine. I think you have a hot head. I think that you're bitter, obviously. What is it? I don't know if it's like you didn't get the promotion. As someone who's watching this, I think you might have had an affair with some coworker. And be honest, and that's why, what kind of criminal are you? I think some of you, I honestly think you might have been having an affair with your coworker. I think you both work for the law, but in different levels. And I'm not trying to be rude, but I think you're one of the lower paid groups, one of the lower paid ones. And I think it would be easy for you to be manipulated because you're honest. I would not. Yeah, I almost want to pull this deck too, because I honestly feel like you're very reactive. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm just giving you, it's a therapy session. I do think that you make hot-headed decisions. I do think that it's not that you're racist, but it's just more that you're, I know, it's I feel like you're the kind of person that would understand, oh, I was small-minded, or, oh, I was taught that way, or, I know that things get heated, but I do feel you may have been someone, so especially if you work in the law, or even if you may have your own business, I do feel like you're driven. I don't feel like you had the best childhood. I feel like people told you not to get upset when they took stuff from you. It's really, it's the same things, I can't stand it, it's so backhanded, or life isn't fair kind of stuff, and you're well, that freaking sucks. It's life should be fair. I don't get why you can't make it fair. Like, even if it's tough, even if we're going through something together, it's more like they grew up with, like, the life isn't fair stuff. It was, like, people who are kind of just jerks to them. So I do feel like there's, like, this sense of, like, it's not entitlement, it's just like I've earned it, like you have no idea kind of feeling. But at the same time, they might not have as much education as somebody that they were involved with or they are involved with. But so there's like there's that insecurity of not feeling enough for your partner in that way. Like, I do feel like you feel very manly. Like, I do feel like this is a very masculine group. I do feel like you feel very masculine, and you do recognize that you get angry quickly. I mean, I don't think you hold grudges that much, honestly. I just think that you're just really short-tempered. Excuse me. What kind of criminal are you? I feel like you definitely feel like it's my turn. Like, you might be bored, you might like need a thrill, you might just be stuck in your daily routine. You definitely think it's my turn. You don't think you have enough money. You want things to be easier for you. And I mean, some person's like, oh, I like the thrill. It's like, you might, but that's where you like your high could get you in trouble. But whatever. I feel like this is a masculine group. I feel like you might have had an affair with your boss or something. You might have, or you might be with somebody who is in a little bit higher of a position than you. So you just feel a little bit inadequate. Sorry. It's possible that you feel like you've been betrayed before, and that's why you feel like such a hothead and you have a hard time trusting people. Like, you might have lost somebody when you were younger. You know, you might have lost a parent, so you felt alone, or you've kind of felt without nurture as possible. You might feel kind of just like left out from any type of like, how come I didn't get that kind of education, or how come I didn't get, like, sometimes like some people even in this group might have had a sibling that was favored over them, they feel like. So it's really easy for them to get angry. Because especially like in a family, if one of your siblings is, because they might have been, well, they could have been bullied by a sibling, but they also could have been bullied by the parent who favored the siblings. Kind of what I was feeling. Almost like they have to compete with their siblings. I don't know. But it feels like betrayal because it's your family for some reason in this one. So it's just kind of hard to get over. Like, I feel like there's maybe, like, if you were doing a healing session by the end of this, there'd be, like, a lot of wounded people, like, trying to make amends and recognizing why they might be wounded. Like, I feel like a lot of this deck, I don't know, I didn't leave this out, sorry. Like, well, maybe that's right. Like, you keep your wounds hidden, and you might be kind of like macho and stuff, but you're also, I mean, you might be actually a really passionate person. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot of wands, yeah, because I do feel like you have an extreme amount of passion within you. And so it's, everything, it's not that it excites you, but it does in a way where it's like everything's very intense. You might be in a hurry a lot, especially if you don't know all the information and you feel inadequate, but you're somebody who likes to get the job done, because there are different types of criminals here. I mean, we could talk about a small-minded criminal, or we could talk about somebody who just gets frustrated easy because it's, one, they feel taken advantage of, and two, they don't have all the information. So if they're in a hurry to accomplish something, it takes a great deal to have somebody else and a lot more, assistance to figure out something very serious and medical and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's an insecurity, but it's something that just takes you back to childhood where you just kind of feel like left out and criticized. So it's just, you snap off. So like, you actually, if you're thinking about that and it resonates, you probably have siblings that are closer in age, okay? Because it's almost like you have to fight for the attention. And then your parent is giving special attention to one or more of the children. For those cards I already picked. So what kind of criminal, I feel like it would just be easy for you to get away. Like, you would have, I feel like you would have an easier time sort of selling out or selling short, because it is more of a, like, and it's my turn and I deserve it type of feeling, because I don't know, that's like you might be like a little bit dirty if you worked in the law because you don't make that much money and you know how easy it is to get away with it. It is greed. It's definitely greed, but at the same time, it's like by like you feel like you're owed it, like you worked, like you earned more than you were paid. You know, you feel like your value was worth more than what you were paid. So a lot of times it's like you get upset because you don't feel valued in that way. And then that can really like lead somebody to just go off, especially if your job is your entire career and if you worked in a union or something like that. You know, eventually you're like, well, I would love to have more money. I mean, that's usually how they get you. Because, it could definitely be your greatest wish, because this isn't, I know, like, some of you, if we're going to talk about, because now it's like, we only had 6 piles, and I got some creeps coming in here now, so I think we're going to do that, that's fine. But some of you are, like, the creepy douchebag hunter gang, and that's really frustrating. Because it's really, like, please don't be small-minded like that. Ugh. So if the hunters have to come out, fine. It's just really gross. I hadn't felt them till now. Like, I kind of felt them with that pile over there. But, I don't know. I guess we'll just see. All right, what kind of criminal are you? You'd be pretty easy to take the bait because it's something that you feel like you're owed, and you know, why not? Because, you know, it's basically your paycheck anyways, that they just should have given it to you. Especially if you've worked in something for a long time. So, what kind of criminal are you? Pile 1. I should move a little faster. I apologize. Honestly, like, a lot of you guys are going to be talking to me or thinking about this later and feel bad. And some of you are like, that's not me, and that's fine if it doesn't resonate. I have a couple piles here. Some of you guys are complete assholes. Like manly men or whatever. I don't like it. And obviously you want to group together. It's like you do have some people who took bribery and who wanted more, and then you do have some other like hotheads. Like, I'm just feeling a hot temper. And then you do have some other ones that are just douches. And like, I would rather give you guys your own pile, to be honest. Something like that. They know each other though, so it's like you could have cops and then like criminals that are more like hunters or something. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I don't like that. Like, they run some underground dirty schemy thing, and then it's like you have the law working with like hunters and like honey makers and maple syrup and stuff like that. I don't make honey, but you kind of do for the bee. Okay, what else? Pile number 1. What kind of criminal are you? Are you honestly, it's like, dude, do you even pay attention? All you do, hothead or not, you just scroll on the internet. You probably belong to somebody that has a back page. Yeah, you definitely want money, but you probably are on those skank sites, to be honest. Yeah, you are. You drink energy drinks. You know you do. You on your sausages. And you got mad. You probably police officer were like, oh, yeah? I'm like, dude, if you listen to me, you probably feel so much better. Don't take it down. Like, chill. You know, kind of you're just looking at, you're like, you get offended really easily. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is not even about you until now it's about you because you got yourself caught. But what kind of criminal are you? It's like, you want money, you have like an ego problem, for sure. You have an ego problem. I don't like it, yeah. It's not even that. It's like, you probably like to make women feel stupid, I'm gonna be honest. Or men, because I'm not a man, so I don't really know. But yeah, you probably like, is that this that he finally climax a person? I don't know. You probably, nobody wants a train like that. Either way, it's like, do you listen to me? Sorry, never mind. No, I want to say help, but I can't. If they want to, it's already because they're not. I would. You didn't. Someone. You know, because you're a dick. You're like, you should try yoga. I would like, like, you know what? If you tried to try, you probably like meant softball. This says some men softball because the women piss them off. They're either just whatever. You're just mad about, no, he's not, that's but because these, no offense, but like, you don't like anybody who is, you're not feminine is what I'm saying. You're not feminine. This group is not a feminine group in any way. And even that word even annoys me, because I just mean you're not integrated into any type of anything other than Bud Light and Browers or something. I just it's like, go to the mile and see outside. It's fine unless you came from somewhere else. For beverages, long as I just forget it. For a beer, for real. But then you're like, oh my gosh, just like, dude, chill. And then you get mad that you like creative women. You're like, I didn't have that. And you know what? And then you just chill. Stay with me for a second, okay? Then you get drunk on Bud Light, and then you start crying. You're like, you know what? It's not my fault. I didn't have it good, and you didn't. And that's true story. You didn't have it good. You didn't have it good at all. But now you're like, it's my turn. So I have a couple creeps here. It's like, that's why this isn't fair. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't label me, girl, and I wouldn't. Because some of you now think you're getting to you and you're like, I'm actually a softie. That's what I'm saying. Some of you are hothead softies that are like, you know what, you get really mad and you might not have all the information. You're like, that mother. And it's like, it's situational. It's not, you know, you don't do that. And you're just like, ugh, because it's like somebody really effed you over a long time ago. So some of you are softie hotheads, and it's just, it's like, what kind of criminal are you? It's like, too many people are coming in here. The kind of person that wants more money is that hothead, okay? Like, it's easy for this hothead to sell out because they're like, you know, when I get my money, I'm going to go buy an island and I'm never coming back. That's the sensitive hothead. Like, you don't wait for all you, motherfucker. So, you want money. Then we got these hunter creeps who are jerks. They don't like smart, creative women. They actually don't, because they've been rejected by them. So the fiery hothead is not a creep. But eventually, like, you can see that, like, maybe you kind of, like, went a little overboard, because then if you start drinking, or, you know, it brings back your wounds and you actually just cry the whole night and you're like, wah. And that's just because you're wounded. So later you could come around, like, I shouldn't have labeled people like that. I just didn't know better, okay? So that's some of you. So don't feel bad. It's like, there's too many groups to talk about, but if you join this witchcraft couple thing, and it's what kind of criminal are you, I feel like you feel like it's my turn, I want the money, and I honestly could be ignorant in a lot of categories that I need to look at. Okay. I don't know why it's up. Let's just see what we got. Pile number one, kind of criminal here. Yeah, I definitely feel like you've been robbed or something. You feel like you've been robbed. Maybe you have, but you definitely feel like you have. Either way, like, whoever this is. You might not feel like you have had a nurturing mother. You really might not. If you sat and thought about it, like, if you end up getting arrested and you have all this time on your hands and you think about it and you're going to be like, you know what? I should have been able to have the opportunity to decide what kind of man I wanted to be, but I didn't, because I had a crazy psycho as a mom. You know? So that's going to be a lot of you. Yeah, like, a lot of you, like, were taught, like, to, like, that's just how it is, be quiet and take it. And a lot of you didn't have the opportunity to run away before. Like, I really feel like you might have felt really trapped when you were younger. So your main motive would be to get money at this point, and it would be easy for you to sell out. Like, yeah, if they were like, what's your greatest wish? It'd be easy to sell out. Regardless, like, if you're a jerk or not. Like, not everybody in this pile is a total creep and sick torturer, but if it's what kind of criminal are you, it's like you're motivated by your payout. So so you are following, even whether you know it or not, because like this guy right here has this mask on, and it's the Seven of Cups, and you know he's got this skull behind him, and it feels very morbid. Like whatever he's doing, he's tricking you with it. Not only is he pretending to be the man behind the mask when he's like the Wizard of Oz is not the wizard, you know, it's this creep show. So a lot of you have probably really been manipulated into thinking you were going to be able to get out. And I mean it, like you really thought at this point, because you've always listened to someone. So they've manipulated you somehow. Because it's like whoever you are, whether you have your own business or not, you've always had someone, whether it was like a wife or a boss. Even if you have your own business, it's like, no, there's somebody you like feel like you have to report to, if it's your profession or something like that. So they find a way to trap you somehow. And then you're like, you know what, I'm going to get my payout. Like I'm finally gonna get out. So that's how you took the bait. It's like if we're talking about the witchcraft thing, you know, and how they got you. Yeah. Let me see for a sec. I don't know, you might feel guilty. Some of you, whether you feel guilty now or not, you know, now when you're watching this or when you made the deal later, you know, you're definitely going to end up feeling guilty about whatever you did to a really beautiful, like, sensitive Queen of Cups. That's been in my hand this whole time since I picked up the cards. Isn't that weird? I don't know why. It's just like for this little part. I don't know. Someone's almost like, what we don't see, we don't need to know, because the King of Swords came up upside down, and it's almost like you've been either manipulated into not seeing what you didn't know, or not paying attention, you know, not knowing a backstory or anything like that, and maybe not even knowing who the person is, because I had this card in my hand. So it's almost like, well, you made this deal with me that I didn't even understand, especially if you're thinking about, because this is pile 1 here, if you've made stereotypes, or something like that, because you're thinking about what has been done to you, you know, because, and I wasn't trying to be rude to saying you're hot head, it's just, you felt very more reactive. Even if that's how you approach life, it always feels reactive, like you're always on the defense. So so not only it's not like you're in a bad mood, but you do kind of have a chip on your shoulder, and it's easier for you to stereotype different kinds of people, especially here it is again, the 3, 6, 9. It's the 9 of Cups. I thought it was the Seven of Cups. But yeah, your wishes might have been manipulated, because it says material happiness on this card. I mean, the 9 of Cups can mean many different things, but this one does, material. So whatever you had, you've lost. So you're really focused on your own life. And then you do have a lot of stereotypes. So if somebody got you on a stereotype that somebody possibly have offended you before, you might be drawn back to that situation, and it might have been a lot easier to get this person, because you might not have cared, because you might not have known who it was, because this card was kind of out of sight. Or you just might have been like, man, that's hard, life is hard type of things. It's kind of like how you were taught, like, poor thing, whatever, but I honestly got to get what's mine. That's how I feel about pile 1. That's what kind of criminal you are. Where am I at time? I want to sign up for the next one, but I don't want to be rude, because I've already been in here for an hour and a half shuffling and talking shit. I don't know, like pile 2 might take a second. What are we going to do? This is so funny, because this is about pile 2. It's like you have this group of people now. Like, this might be another male group. I'm like mostly male, I'm going to be honest. If you pick this group, you might be mostly male. You might identify as male. And it feels like people who, because it's what kind of criminal are you, were in one of the piles. Like if you picked from from another pile from the first read, what kind of criminal are you, part 1, you might be either pile number 2 or pile number 3, because now it feels like you're coming together to find information out. You might be a new pile, okay? But you might have resonated a lot with pile number 3. Now, don't worry if he's going to pick the right pile, because, we're not always focused. Sometimes we're in a rush. So today, it's like whoever is back for pile this pick a pile is almost like in a rush, but also they're trying to figure something out. They're in part of the mystery. Like, again, this is a spy channel. It's investigative tarot plus intuitive messages. So if, by the way, you have an unsolved mystery that you would like me to look into, just, out of the goodness of my heart, I will be happy to do so. And I hope that I can help if I'm able. If I'm not, I apologize, but you never know. Okay. This pile right here, there's an eclectic mix in this pile, but this is a pile of people that are extremely intelligent, whether they have it on paper or not. But they all have different, so this is what you would say they're on the spectrum. It's like you have a bunch of supers or X-Men and they all came together with different gifts, So it's like, I love this pile. I really do. I feel like they're gentle and sweet and amazing. But with this many different types, it's like, everybody has a different idea of what direction to go into and how to solve this mystery, So they spend a lot of time over analyzing with each other's, like, well, this is this and this is this. And so it's almost like, I know, and we're getting there. It's just for anybody that is waiting for them to figure it out. It can be just like I'm on a coffee. I'm aware. So they are definitely obsessive compulsive disorder like myself. And by that, I just mean they want it to be a certain way. They want things to be done right. They are truly looking into things, but we're getting to the point where it's like you have a lot of highly intelligent people that have different skills that are coming together, and sometimes that can be exhausting, especially if I don't have any Adderall and they don't have any Adderall. So it can just get crazy. But they are working together for a greater goal, to free somebody, which is really sweet. Yeah, that's really sweet. I don't know. I do feel like they've lost someone. Whoever is in here, it feels like they've definitely lost someone. They've definitely taken a long time. This was the first card on the deck, and she was the Empress. So they're definitely trying to figure out how to save the world. Yeah, somebody who feels trapped or they feel trapped. Okay, but there's definitely a lot of different types of people that have come together. And the nice part about this group is, especially if you were, before, like, let's say before you watched these readings and you were all together in the witch hunt, because this is what kind of criminal are you, part 2? And this is pile 2. So there might have been a lot of professional people that knew a lot of information that were not taking anyone else that was kind of trapped. Like, this is all I know. And when I'm talking about, like, if you came from pile 2 or if you came from pile, I'm sorry, not 3. Oh, God. You wish. Oh, like, when I was saying my pre-reading, because I was talking about yesterday. Rewind. If I could edit, I'd go back and erase that. Okay. When I was like, this pile is similar to from police. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to write a disclaimer. If you pick this pile today, pile number 2, you may have come from what kind of criminal are you, part 1. You either picked pile 2 or pile 4, excuse me. Because pile 3, look, this was pile 3 yesterday. Or whatever day I recorded that, 2 days ago. And when I was pre-shuffling, okay, I could feel them here. So a lot of them are part of the ones that I'm being monitored for the lives. And like a bad biz and the pile 3 hot messes, deluded selves that are trying to hide what's going on. So they're trying to get in my reads. Like, no, you picked pile 3 and you claimed it. Yeah. Nice. But this is a different pile and I reshuffled. Like, don't trust, I cleansed my cards with them as much as I could. Yeah. Yeah, don't think that I'm gonna let you just say my power. I don't think so. A lot of the men that are here, like, this is mostly me and group, I'm gonna be honest. And if it's not, it's quote something else. But a lot of people here know about the witches and they're trying to get away from them. So if I was talking about the bad bit, where's the Psycho Sally deck? Let me just do these real quick before we even pull cards. Because this group, so if you came from pile 2 or pile 4, your peer group feels like they almost have ownership on you. That's another one of these groups, okay? And however many different levels of people, because almost hopefully you got the message on that. Like, whether you had a lot of schooling or information on your deck from the other day where I put it. You know, the larger group up here, the kitchen witches, and all those. But how, depending on how all the different levels, it does feel like the same types of people are coming together, okay? And they are trying really hard. There's just a lot of voices competing, okay? Because they know this is serious and they need to hurry. So, and some of them, like someone's saying, like, it's hard for me to find my group. It's almost like trying to find your soul tribe. Was like, I don't know who to trust, and I don't know, because if you're really branching off and you're part of like the rescue squad, then you're trying to be like, I have information, but I don't know who can use my information. So it does feel a little stressful, because some people do realize like it's time to save the world. Maybe you got these bad bits that are like deluded, because this is pile number 3. You're trying to make me seem like, you know, pile 4 was pile 3. It's not. So either way, I know that was wordy, but you just have to go back to episode 1, part 1, what kind of criminal, and you're gonna understand the pile 3s, okay? But this read is part 2, and this card right here is pick a pile number 2. So it's a totally different read, okay? But what I'm saying is the women who picked this deck last time, or the men, I'm seeing a few faces now, are trying to still manipulate things, okay? And so now we're on a new day. So you guys can scoop. So they're definitely trying to change things with time and manipulate, like who's who, who's guilty, you know, whose identity's who, and things like that. I'm going to try to sign up for the next hour, so hold on. Sorry. I'm still not like let it go because I don't have time for these videos. Okay, I'm really sorry about that, but I had to do it. Okay. So the ones that picked that pile that are completely deluded, that are the bad biz plus the church weirdos, really feel like they are competing with this group, because obviously if this group is trying to save now, because we're on part 2, okay? This is part 2. Don't try to swap the reads just because it's the same kind of card. I know what you're trying to do. It's not gonna this is a totally new pile. So a lot of people in this pile that pick this deck probably feel like their information is constantly being stolen by the bad biz, and the ones that picked this one, pile number 5 in the last read, okay? Because remember, we're doing an investigation and we have different groups. So yeah, so what are the bad biz up to right now? Because it's like, I haven't even pulled their cards, because they're like, I'm not even going to do work right now, because let's just see what these idiots are going to do. And I'm talking about the bad biz. Like, before I even pull your cards, they're like, let's just let him get him out of the way. So we're going to see, girls. The answers you need are coming. So yeah, so these ones are always tracking whatever. Like, how interesting is this card? I know. And a lot of them obviously might be very physically beautiful, but they're stealing information. They're listening in. Like, I would say they're actually listening in. It's almost like they've been tapped and you've been wired and things like that. So these guys are super stressed out. Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to find a private space? Like, because it's like they know, it's almost like if you had Alexa or Siri in your space all the time. So you're really frustrated, and even some of these people are they realize now, like, I'm actually monitored all the time. So you can't even think. So the way that you think and get around to your solution is very much like it's almost like if you were your own best friend and you have your own coded language. And so it's almost like you have to stop thinking to get to what you need to do. And that's how I've been able to survive for so long, because not only are they listening to you, but they're also trying to talk over you, write the book of you on top of you. It's super frustrating because these people are intelligent. Like, if you are like me, you understand. You're like, you didn't even say it the way that I was going to think it. Like, could you please? So obviously they don't like the bad biz at all, but it's like they don't have a choice, that they're being monitored by these bad biz. They don't, I don't think many of them worked with group 5 from last, What Kind of Criminal Are You? But you never know, because there's people coming together now. This is to do the right thing. Like, even if you were a criminal, you're like, this is going down and this is serious. You're trying to save the world. So it's like, I'd rather have community service or serve a year or 2 than be on death row and be executed, because this is forbidden. So it's like, these are really intelligent people. And then these ones are still deluded, because remember, it's still the pile from the last read. So they're still trying to hide information. So I'm sorry that got really wordy off of that, but now hopefully that wraps things up. Okay, so what kind of criminal are you? They're trying not to think. It works, doesn't it? So I'm like, hey, think. What kind of criminal are you? Right now, it feels like the Robin Hoods because they're trying to save the planet. It's like Captain Planet, but I can't tell them what's going on. I have to protect my energy. We all have to work together. None of us are the king until we're all the king type of thing, but we really need to be the king. Like a true king, because the King of Wands come upside down. So it's like whoever picked this pile, like, is like, no, I'm going to do this. Yeah. Like, they're honestly trying to start something new, especially if you had insecurities before, or you're like, I'm not going to do that. That's not my thing. Like, I'm even thinking of, I'm not saying go do this or anything, but I've been thinking of, like, some manly men that pick this, and they have to go, like, they go drag or something, like cross-dress, to get to a greater goal. Like I'm saying, these are people on a spectrum who are joining together to creatively protect themselves and try to get rid of, not only they're being, seriously, like, it's like they're tapped. It's like they constantly have to wear a wire. Like, not only do the women know their passwords and can literally see what websites they go to, but literally, like, it's not just like this is magic. Like, these people are aware that this is actually happening to them, and they have to completely quiet their mind. So it's like they have to protect their personal power. It's like someone's like, I have to protect my manhood, because there's a lot of really, really scary things going on where these ones are trying to steal, like, certain energy beings. And if you're confused and you think that, like, royal private parts are sacred, that you could eat them and ingest them, because if you go back and look at history, you can look at Egyptian times and how a lot of times the royal private parts on a man, and even sometimes on a woman, they cut off those energy centers, but, like, you don't realize that actually comes from their pelvis. So they didn't learn that out until later. So Stevie shopping me and tell me if that's true. But either way, you guys kind of have it wrong, but they're obsessed with body parts. So these guys, whoever are working right now, are aware that they're trying to save something that they honestly have to keep hidden, that is real, whether they believe it or not, but they have to take a chance on each other. It's kind of feeling. So it's like, I really love these guys, but also they're just like, they're taking a really long time. Like, I know the cards haven't popped out, but it's almost like I was feeling a little bit tired. There's just a lot of different opinions on how they should stop the game and do this. I don't know, to get back whatever was stolen. So what kind of criminal are you? I feel like, if I was to say, like, if you're the star and you're listening, I feel like they're making the star wait longer than the star needs to, because they're trying to use their own skills, like, still be like men or something, and, like, figure it out on themselves. Like, she can wait a little longer. Like, if she does this test, I know she's gonna win. It's almost like that, and it's kind of like, I'm tired. Remember, did you not just read that reading once? She's Nine of Pentacles upside down. I just told you I was tired. They're like, if you just do this one last thing, I think we're gonna be able to get out of it. Like, I'm serious, and they really do. But at the same time, it's like, oh, guys, we haven't watched the communication podcast together yet. Either way, they are a sweethearted group, but what kind of criminal are you? You made mistakes that you're trying to fix, but you're sort of still manipulating the situation to make things last longer, I'm gonna be honest. And you're gonna be like, it's gonna be fine, she's gonna be okay, she's gonna recover, we're gonna figure this out together. But if you do know something that you could do more immediate, I would try to go with that, because I don't want you to gamble your way out of it. Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of these people are gamblers. A lot of these guys that are a double or nothing got stuck in the game. Like, what's your wish? Well, to clean up my pet. A lot of them want to have families, like, are trying to get to a family. But they are trusting the High Priestess, which is good. They're trying to trust their intuition. They do know that somebody is stuck and trapped. They do know, obviously, it's a woman. But what kind of criminal are you? Like, don't try to change it around. Like, this almost felt like it got romantic. And they're going to come in later and be like, and then the person's, did you know, like, a year and a half ago, I was crying in my tent while you were not here. I knew it. It's Knight of Pentacles. And they're like, you don't understand, like, and I almost feel them like you're so amazing, this blah, blah, blah. And like while you're over there daydreaming and playing this game and making me work like your little horse. What's this hopper? Have faith in your dreams. Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like this person is a gambler. What kind of criminal are you? I feel like you're a bit selfish sometimes. It's almost like they have too much faith. If they're trying to free the star, that's why it's like I love you, and it's like I can't be mad at you, but I'm tired. Because it's like they do have good intentions. It's like they have too much faith. Almost like, yeah, like let's say you decide to become a spiritual channeler and you're going to give all these messages and he's like, you need to rest, you're so amazing, I mean, your gift is so great. And then you're like, okay, well, what do I have for this afternoon? Like, you have one every 5 minutes because you're going to do great. You're like, what? You're going to do great. Kelly, everyone was important. Someone said Kelly, but it's not just me. There's a lot of people like that. And you're like, my voice is dry. To all the stars, because that's why it's like you should be rewarded for who you are. Like, it's a blessing and a curse. Like, it is a gift and a handicap that you can commune like to the stars. You really can, and you should be appreciated for your gifts. But right now we're trying to free the star, and it's like sometimes, like, even if it's almost like the star is like this magical thing where it can make you really angry that you're not the star, but almost like if it's been spelled. Because we had the high priestess twice. Almost like if there's been some kind of manipulation, or if it's almost like these guys are stuck in Midsummer Night's Dream, like, or wherever it is, they're trying to get to the Empress, because she was on the top of the deck and she's here. Sorry, she's on the bottom. I'm just reading these cards right here. Ew, it looks scary. You can clearly see the story. I'm just picking the cards off. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera like I usually do, and I'm being rude because I'm in a hurry. But these guys can tell that the woman is in trouble. They're trying to get to her, but I do feel like they're playing the whole gambling thing. Let's just wait it out. They might be stuck in the game, so they might be trying to still win something. And they know the person is all alone. And at the same time, it's like, I want to free you. I want to do this, but we have to finish this. Like, you're so close. We're so close. We're going to do it. We're on the case. So, yeah, like, I'm a new man, and we're all working, look, we're really working together. It's going to be great. So I don't know, but it's like you're still stuck. It's like, guys, you're still all, like, in a room together, not paying attention. Like, there's something happening where it's like you get stuck, and you're not... I don't know, you're not getting to this one over here somehow. Like, I don't know, it's like you're drinking the Kool-Aid, but it's like, I honestly don't know what happened. It's something to do with, like, reflection in mirrors and changing things, if that's something, like, I don't know. It's like stealing from the king and then changing it and then offering it to someone else. Like, it's very strange. I don't know, they're trying to protect someone, but at the same time, they know they are hurting someone at the same time. So what kind of criminal are you? You're the kind where it's like, I know I'm really messing up right now because this person is actually in need of my assistance, and I'm not there yet because I made some really poor decisions because I am a gambler. And I should have made the right decisions. Like, you took too long. Like, this person is like, wow, thanks a lot. Oh. Let me throw this. But you get the point. Let my star shine. That's what kind of girl you are. Like, have you guys seen Moulin Rouge? It feels like that. I have never seen that movie, but I know Nicole Kidman's in it. It's like, are you? She doesn't feel good. She's sick. So anyway, that's what kind of criminal you are. I'm just kind of like, my star can do it. And like, actually, today was the day I was with that. So yeah, what's the next pile? Is this even one of my piles? Was this pile one? Let me get away. Sorry. I'm really distracted at the moment. And someone's like, I'm not sure if I should pause this or not. I feel like I'm getting interference. I feel like a lot of you that pick pile one from last time, you're bad. I have a really bad headache all of a sudden. Actually, I might have to stop my read. That came out of nowhere. Dang. I got the King of Swords and the Ten of Swords, and I definitely feel like I'm being attacked, like, in my head. Whew, that hurts really bad. Yeah. So I feel like this group's pretty violent. They want me to get my read. Like, really, it hurts so bad. Yeah, that actually might stop my read, and I think I have 2 more piles left. That's shitty because I signed up for the room. Like, all of a sudden, I feel like I'm forgetting a ton. And all I've had is coffee. Like, I had some eggs today, but I don't know. Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords again. Good God, let me fix this. I don't know. Whoever this pile is, they have been working for a very long time on hurting someone, a very long time. So this pile is one of the ones that are like, let me see don't worry, like, it's going to come eventually. The progress, will show if we keep working at it. Like, this is someone that understands that something's going to take a longer time and they're willing to invest in it. Okay, there's my train of thought. So they are willing to invest in it. They're really brutal. Like, this reminds me of the Five of Swords from the next deck here. And they're really brutal. Like, I almost feel like if we're talking about stealing from piles, this pile would definitely steal. Like, I can't, like, they're hurting my brain so bad. It's like I can't remember anything all of a sudden. Like, this is pile 3, and it's like my head hurts so bad. Like, that came out of nowhere. It's really annoying. This is probably a terrible read, but I just have to keep it. This person is really cutthroat. Yeah, good goodness. I knew it. This pile right here is cutthroat. They definitely steal from pile 4. They are really combative. Like, holy man, it's mostly women. They all want a piece of the pie, so they're definitely in. What kind of criminal are you? It's like, you're one of the ones that gets off on torture. You're one that gets off on torture and fear in this pile. What kind of criminal are you? So it's definitely not, it's not even really like about the money for you. It is purely like, I want my piece. Like, let's say you're in this pile and you don't even have a lot of money. It's like, you just want to be part of the group to hurt. This group right here, you get off on torture. And you definitely have the upper hand on the next pile that is up here. These cards, like, for whoever I'm going to read for next. But this person feels like they're in charge. Like, this might be that nasty woman that I was talking about when I was talking about a message for a star, that has spent all of their energy, their entire life attacking, and making sure other people do whatever they say. But it is cutthroat and it is brutal. Because, whoa. Just, whoa. I mean, I'm scared of this group. This person has a lot of secrets. Doesn't matter if it's family secrets, doesn't matter if it's ancient secrets, doesn't really matter. This person keeps a lot. See, this person bribes people a lot. So they keep a good paper trail. They do a lot of bribing. They're just really cutthroat. A lot of times it has something to do with your finances that they take away. So you honestly feel like you have no choice. So whatever you feel like it is, you literally feel like you have to obey them. It's a very serious type of bribe. And this is something that you feel like you've had to obey. It's something, obey me. Like, it's really twisted. But they feel like they have to, I mean, they're in charge. Yeah. This is creepy. This is so violent. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't like it at all. What kind of criminal are you? You don't want anyone, obviously, this is the witch hunt. So your main thing is to make sure that nobody comes together in any kind of relationship. But you also, I'm going to be honest, you might be a lawmaker. You might be someone who has the say, and you don't want people to come together. Like, you really don't. You don't. And this is almost more biblical than it is small town neighbor. But it's violent and it's cutthroat. I do not understand this yet. And they've been doing it. You've been doing this pile for a really long time. I don't know. Like, it's like, it's violent. That's all I have to say. That's probably all I could say on the YouTube channel. You certainly, like, you specifically, like, this goes way back. That's when, if you're watching, like, why would you want to keep the secret? What is so important than keeping love together? Look at that. Yeah, then keeping love together. And that's the whole deck. And they just slid out like that. You specifically do not want partners to come together. And this is historically biblical. So any type of war that we've ever had is specifically to divide families, but this is also about the witch hunt. So what kind of criminal are you? You are freaking cutthroat on an empress. Look at this. Not only do you want to make sure that her and her counterpart, and this is anything that she could create or grow, as well as anybody that could support her and be with her. And this is destined to be. It is the truth of what is. It is destined to be. It doesn't matter their hair color. It is destined to be that these two sunshines, these two halos, these two stars come together. It is destined. And you don't like it, so you are freaking violent. Violent as it gets. Yeah. Not only do you want to keep the money for yourself, like, this has a lot to do with, this is more than family estate. I mean, this is like treasure, land, castles, even before castles, like all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is stealing everything of history, the truth, but it's more than our stability. It's literally everything. Not only are you hurting people with everything that we cannot see, you're taking away everything that we experience and how we live, period. Any type of anything. I mean, you can say standard, but any type of living luxury that we could possibly have, you take that away. And you do it in the most violent, terrible, horrific ways. In the mind, physically, from behind. You make sure that these people don't even know. Like, I really do feel like until it's too late is what I'm saying. Like, until it's too late, and you make sure they can never start over. And so it has to do with every direction. Like, everything about these witch hunts and trying to remove a star is simply because you're lazy, that they want to be in love and have something of their own. Create something of their own, like their own land, their own property. That's it. To live alone by themselves and be in love and have a family, and you can't stand it, and you're freaking cutthroat and violent. That is what kind of criminal you are. I'm going to end it there because it's disgust. So whoever picked pile 3, you're violent, and that is what kind of criminal you are. Simply because a star exists and wants to fall in love. And everything you do is more than a lie. It's more than a lie. What was the next pile? I should look. I had 1, and then I had 2, and that was 3. So is this, no, is it this one next? 4, I gotta stop it. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, hi, I'm back. Thank you. Sorry, that was a really disturbing reading for me. If you caught the way that just today's been really frustrating, like I've already explained, it's hard for me to get out a message. But when I really went to that last pile 3, it was just really violent and cutthroat. I mean, I keep saying that, but it's like the interference is so bad. So like, who's ever in me right now, that's on top of, like, is interfering, over me and my channel message with my spirit guides and just my reading, period. How I process information is what's happening right now. So this is alive. The ones that are viewing me live are hurting my brain and how I process information. Not just through my brain and how I can vocalize it for you, but how I process information entirely. Okay, so that's how a star is always processing information. So they're attacking how I'm processing. So that creates interference everywhere for me. How I can think straight, how I feel physically. It messes with my channel messages because I'm connecting with my spirit guides and team, and I'm not only that, you're hurting me. It's almost like electrocution from a distance, so that I can't just sit and focus in my peace, because I'm able to give a channel messages. I'm able to get into a meditative state enough where I can do that in a calm way, and it helps me get more accurate information. But when you attack me while I'm doing it to completely frustrate me and hurt me, it is very difficult. So it comes out very, hard to understand. So I apologize for that. And it's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for anyone listening to me. And you enjoy it. As I was saying, you, pile 3, big pile 3, are really cutthroat. I mean, you want to hurt the star in every way possible, in the most pain. painful way possible, period. Oh yeah, okay, and now there's this pile. I think this is pile 4. I almost want to go check again just to make sure I'm accurate, so I might just do that. I'm having a hard... Sorry, this is pile 4. I'm having a hard time for a moment, but I'm okay. Okay, what kind of criminal are you, pile 4? When I was talking about, it doesn't even matter. What kind of criminal are you? This is the kind of criminal that is smart, that is, if we're talking about the witch hunt, they are professionals. They might be a doctor. So like a lot of times in this witch hunt, there's a lot of things to do with body parts. They're consuming body parts, okay? And that's everything from your teeth to your fingernails, okay, to certain organs in your blood and things like that, tissue. So this group right here, you do a lot of that. You're involved in the witchcraft because you do a lot of consumption of human matter. Okay, that is this group right here. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't really matter if you have a lot of money or if you have a little money. You do the consumption, okay? Some of you might be a scientist that's in a lab now that is part of that and you're aware. Some of you might be a doctor who preys on other people. Because like a lot of times people have done a certain amount of drug, a certain drug in history. In war, okay, so if you look up war, okay, and the type of drug that certain soldiers and things were given to use, okay, that can honestly really mess with you. And then these would be considered these people's prey, okay, so they get them on drugs that you get. Okay, what kind of criminal are you? You have consumption of human organic matter. That is why you want to eat the witch, okay? You don't even care. Like some of you, it's like you are kind of styly even. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we had some type of styly card in there, because it's like you could pull, someone's like, you could pull it off. Like I don't even know if I've gotten to that group yet, but you are part of the hunter douchebag group that works with the country kitchen witches, okay? And you really annoy me. And you would annoy this pile too. This pile would refuse to associate with any of these new groups that joined in from yesterday. So if they watched it yesterday, they would probably be sure that they are not that group. I mean, they might fit a little bit more closer to group 1, but or even group 5 or possibly group 6, because it almost has that same feeling as whoever that they work with now, they're really disgusted with. And then it's like in a different world, if I wasn't a star or you were a star too, you might even consider me, one of your equals. So it's like they almost, this pile here almost has respect for a star. But since because it's involved with consumption, you want the body part. Like, I'm going to be honest, that's kind of your motive right there, is the body part. So you're definitely involved in different types of witchcraft, but this person right here, this pile, I mean, they could be a runner, they could be a, pick your body part, what's your favorite body part, special order type of person. You could be in charge of the ones, like if you got them on drugs, and then they got involved in a certain type of ring where they were hurting other people type of thing for you because they were on, an addict or something like that. There's a lot of people in this pile that you use in that way, and then you take their body parts. It is involved in witchcraft, especially, if like they don't have their teeth and they're really sick and they're terminal, because you keep taking the ones that you've hurt, you take their organs too, and then those ones keep hurting children and other people to stay alive. So it's that weird kind of witchcraft ring. I don't like it, but that is the kind you are. The 8 of Swords. Like, yeah, you do trap whoever you hurt. So like if you found an addict on the street, and then you got them with witchcraft and money, then all of a sudden they become your slave, almost like they do your bidding, and they're afraid for their lives somehow because they want to stay alive. So whatever it is, they're attached to whatever you've had them do with your type of witchcraft. So they continue to hurt other people. But most people who pick this pile, you're sort of in charge of them because you're a little bit higher up. others of you who are watching this might have picked that pile as well, and you might work for them. You might be that kind of person. I mean, like, you're the one that's like, if they came into your house, your terminal, and you look a little bit high, and then they go in your house, and then there's like all these photos of children, and they're like, well, this is kind of weird. You don't even have kids this age. It's because they're hurting the children because they want to stay alive, and then for them to stay alive, they have to continue to give to the witches. And by the witches, I'm talking about you, the ones that pick this pile, because you're a little bit more well dressed. Like, you do care about the beauty and stuff. I'm like, that's how from pick a pile one, like the country crooners and the weird churchos, you're not associated with them. You probably don't even go to church. And if you went to church, you're undercover, almost type of thing. Like, this would be somebody that has been practicing witchcraft for a long time. Okay, but specifically for consumption. So they keep it secret. Okay. So it is a type of voodoo that they do, but it is linked to different type of witchcraft that I don't understand yet. So I'm not sure. I don't like it. I mean, they definitely might be associated with the medical community that hurts children, that does testing and research on children. Yeah, you work with that dirty queen that hurts the stars really, really, really bad. And I even shuffled these. Yeah, like, you're obsessed with hurting a star for consumption. So anybody that's like, just like, if you choose on your license if you're a donor or not all the organs are going to someone that, just got in a car accident or has been on a donor list. If you were to, pass away in a freak accident, it's like all of a sudden your organs went to a witch. You know what I mean? It's really creepy. I don't know. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of these too. Like, I'm thinking you prey on poor people. I really do think you do that. People that don't have contacts, you can easily get rid of them. I really do. So it's like you have certain people that are involved in this, but now that you're part of this new drug ring, like, what kind of criminal you're involved with the consumption of this, you're honestly really mad right now that things are not going the way that you want them to, it's like you're going to get caught for all the things that you've ever done, plus it's like you're going to get caught for this nasty thing that the tower. You're going to get caught for what you've done, and all of your history is going to come out. So not just this new thing that you signed up for because it was really sloppy. Like, your motive is not money. It's honestly truly not. Your motive is, it's almost like you're one of the ones that scare, like, something, because part of the witchcraft is like to turn you inside out, and it's something you can't see. Well, it's affecting your emotional and your spiritual body and your mental body as well, so you don't see that. You might see someone cry, you might see someone physically fall apart over time, but you don't always see the effects that you're having on someone. So it's like the dis-ease that's causing disease. So you do this weird manipulative subliminal torture thing that does hurt people's feelings, and it's almost like you're trying to prime them, but that honestly doesn't make any sense, because some of you that pick this pile are more intelligent, that realize, like, you kind of want to get them when they're fresh. Like, if you've seen that movie, I'm just drawing a blank sheet. Stardust with Claire Danes, you would know that she's the star, and when she's feeling there, like, they want to give her a massage. So you would see when she's glowing, that's when they want to go in and get her heart. So some of you are like that. Others of you are doing this weird kind of thing from older times, like with pile 3, where it's really cutthroat. I feel like the ones that pick this pile are not actually like, it wasn't like that. Like, I don't understand why you're giving like an extreme amount of suffering for this person, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, how we harvest is in a different way, because they're used to stealing from children, and it's almost like this pile would be more like the lamb to the slaughter, because they want to have, they don't want to have the trauma. So it's like this person takes care of their body, and so they don't really probably go to McDonald's. They're going to go buy a filet mignon. I mean, they're already having consumption, so how they take care of their body is like immaculate. Okay, so they're like, why would you torture what I'm about to eat? So like, I have to experience like dirty, smelly rat in a cage who feels like she's about to die, when I could have had like feeling, because they're trying to absorb the feeling from every part of the tissue that they're consuming. It's another one of those, this person is not a come and getter. They're not interested in that. This person is just solid in who they are. They find themselves gorgeous. So they do take care of themselves, very, very well. And so if they have to be involved in trashy stuff, I mean, they already have to, depending on your level, because I'm seeing one person that I know that I've seen specifically that deals with people that are a little bit more, I don't know, she might feel like she's trapped in that too. Like I'm thinking of she almost feels like she's a princess that's been betrayed by her family. And so she's like with the dirty lows. This person's not driven by money. They're driven by consumption. So that's why that's weird. Yeah, it's almost like, if you can hear me, and I just want to know if it resonates. It's almost like she felt like she was thrown out of her family or something. And now it's like, I have to be a witch at like a creep place with cockroaches. She does not like that's why it's annoying, because the ones that it's like, it's almost like, I'm not saying I agree here or whatever, but it's like if you were all criminals and you were in a group, like, hi, my name is, it's almost like you could almost understand this person, because I don't know. I'm not with the consumption, but with the level of disgust that they have to deal with now. Like, this would be a group that definitely wasn't in the last pick a card reading, and it would just be like, this is just, what are you doing? They find the come and getters just ridiculous. They're like, it's like, you're the type of person, it's like, we don't need this many people on the planet. Like, and you it's almost like, yeah, if you were my enemy to the star, we'd probably get along, because it's just like, you just very straightforward, matter of fact. You don't need to eat humans, and you don't need to abuse children for that. But a lot of those country witches and the crooners and stuff and the come and getters that were like, pick me, I'm a star, are not a star. Because these people are not actually trying to become the star. Like, they do want the beauty. They do want the youth. They do sometimes have to hide their anger and things like that. So it's almost like a mask for that. But they're not deluded. So it is, there are different levels of intelligence with the different types of piles. And however you got involved with the group that is also part of the group that I'm just about to say, it's very similar, you do find them like disgust, and a lot of them are pissed, like, I'm gonna get caught no matter what, and I'm pissed because over this, like, it's just the same thing as me. It's like, ew, I'm going down because of this, like anything else. So if you were wondering about doing community service or anything, I would try to do something, because like, you don't want to go down with that creep and be known for that. And like, wait, so I'm thinking of the television show Grimm, and there's this one episode about a woman who she's sort of a type of spider, and she feasts on these men every so often so she can keep her youth, because she has rapid aging. It's almost like that, but they're also being poisoned by another dark witch, okay, because they're all in this together. And the ones I feel like that got them to sign up, because why would they join forces with this nasty group that hired all these people? They have similar information, but they're not pathetic. So that's honestly the group. Like, they wouldn't go to these weird churchy sacrifices. They wouldn't pick me, I'm a star. And they are kitchen witches, so I guess maybe that's how they came together. Because remember, this is something they're guarding a secret with a technique that they know how to do. Okay, but this group is specifically, they do have knowledge, but they're driven by consumption. That's what kind of criminal you are. Pile number 4. Let me move it along because I'm limited on time. So that's when we're going to you next. And you who picked this pile right here, yeah, you're exactly who I was talking about from Pick a Pile, first episode, Pick a Pile, I'm the boss. Okay? You're a part of the creep show. And now you picked a pile. And you picked pile number 5. That's who you are. You're seriously part of the sacrifices. Like, this is the weird churchy group that's expanded. Okay, here we are. You're also a dirty skag because you were really close to the weird churchy group. What this pile does here, pile number 5, for What Kind of Criminal Are You, episode 2. Pick a pile number 5 is you. you sacrifice the star. And you do this weird little creep thing with the children and the parents, but you're specifically focused on women, okay? Single women, single mothers, fiery personalities, and people who are just very independent on their own. It's weird. Like, you have a lot of jealous people in town that are like, I don't understand why, because you're so boring. And some people like to be on their own and creative. You just get weird. You're one of those churchy ones, all right, that want to decide people's future. You're definitely one of those hometown beds. And you sacrifice people. You really do something with the church. It is part of consumption. It has always been that way, all right? So it's definitely, that's why we're talking about this weird witchcraft. When you're talking about the witchcraft, you're doing something with a star's vision. Because remember, you are trying to eat them from all avenues, and you do something to sacrifice them. Now, you get mad when the sacrifice doesn't work the way you want it, because these stars are connected to more. That's why you try to gouge their eyes out and anyone else that wants to get to them. You're always like, how come they keep winning? How come they keep surviving? How come this is this? And it's because they're always going to win. Like, it literally could be no other way. This is who they are. So even, like, that's part of the energy and stuff they don't understand, because it's like their halo isn't visible to you. It is within them. It seriously drives you nuts. And that is why you get this energy from them. It's like the placebo effect. We should call this group the placebo effect. I mean, really, and you're obsessed. Like, you're the ones in the small hometowns that think you're in charge of people's destinies. You think you sacrifice people, you trap them, you split the families apart, you really ram them when they don't know that it's coming. Not only do you bribe them, but you remove them. Like, you literally remove them in either way, whether it's physically that people can see them from their careers or positions, or literally from town and their families, and you hide who their families are. And especially because you're this kitchen witch and you sacrifice people, you're eating people, okay? And you're getting rid of their parents so that nobody knows. Literally, it's like you're keeping couples apart. That's how I feel. Whether it doesn't matter what sex couple you are in your if you're male or female, but you do that. You do that to men, women, and children. This group has been doing it for a very long time. That is why it's so big right now, because, I mean, this has gone on for so long. It's just really sloppy. It was just really, really, really sloppy. I mean, you do it. There's something going on too where you're really nervous about a man moving forward in his life, and then you do something with the single mothers, to like the good ones, to hurt them and their daughters. So it's like you separate the men from the women, and then you do this weird cutthroat with them at all stages of their lives, and then especially once they get to parenthood, if they become a parent, and then it's like that's the new milestone or something strange. But it's also done with, like, you're attacking them with their own ability. And, like, that's the thing that's not spoken about. That's the thing that nobody knows about. It's like, if all of these people have the ability to pick up more information and you know about it, and then you manipulate them with that and ruin their lives on top of that, like, this group is obviously cutthroat too. It just, like, I don't know, like, you might have gotten everybody into consumption and really messed things up because everybody got nutso. Yeah. You just can't stand a woman. Like, especially this group here. It's like before we saw another pile where you can't stand a man moving forward. You also really can't stand a woman moving forward. Like, it's like there's no rest. Like, you don't... I don't like it at all. It's like this person is doomed. Like, it's like you all got together and picked a couple or a person to sacrifice, and it is well known, and it's like you all laugh about it and you trick people. You make sure this person is totally isolated. Like, it's a whole thing on how to steal someone's halo. But what's happened right now is, I think that if you're watching this pile right here, you think that you found a twin flame or like a beautiful couple, and you're trying to separate their connection. And that this is part of the gambling game that goes on right now. I don't know how long this has been going on. I mean, people have been taking bets. So bets is different than making a type of deal for someone to do some type of casting or ritual. Yeah. Exactly. And now it's so sloppy. It's the pick me's. Like, that's why the group before this, they would never associate themselves with you, because you're old time, you're old school, you're country, you're doing all these weird freaking rituals. There's so much evidence on you because you're like, this is what we do, stay out of it. It's like, no, this is highly illegal. Just nobody's come and check up on you because you got sheriffs in small towns keeping it quiet. When it's like, look at what you're doing. I do not know. Like, it's like if that last group, pile 4 was talking to pile 5. You know, it's like, if this is the group that hired them, they're like, you're honestly so freaking sloppy. I would rather have my victim feeling amazing and then get them. Okay, so that's the pile you are. And it's like, I don't even want to spend time on you right now because you're so gross. Like, I'm not kidding. What falls off of this person is like, you've been rejected. You're not the star. You're delusional. And it's like, you just get angrier and angrier when you see a sweet person. So you literally try to create your own weird story. And like, you run your mouth. You're definitely probably a weird church person. Like, you just can't stop running your mouth. Ugh. I can't stand people like that. Like, be quiet. Did you look in the mirror? Like, you don't even know anything about their lives. Like, I can hear somebody else, like this person's running their flipping mouth everywhere. Like, I don't want to give you cards. Everybody's like, you have no cred. All you do is run your flipping mouth backwards. That's exactly the vibe I get from here. Like, you're so dirty. And like, now you're involved in consumption because there's many groups in this pile. But if you're talking about the dirty skags plus the church group, okay, like the ones that all of a sudden came and hired you and you're like, I did not have the flipping information. That's this group right here. You would pick up a pile number 5 from What Kind of Criminal Are You? Reading number 2. So it's like, your mouth runs backwards, for sure. Like, that would be the phrase of you. What kind of criminal are you? And it's consumption of human matter in a violent way because you get off on it. Yeah. Goodness. It's disgust. Like, jealousy is obviously the root cause, but it's everything within that person that you can't stand. And you can't stand their counterpart. Like, I do feel like this pile right here, you specifically do not want couples to come together. And it's like, you do this for a long time. It's like, and it's almost mixed with an army group. Like, if you're in the army or in special forces or whatever, and you're watching this and you're a supremacist, and you're like, sit in for this because she still hasn't given you that information. I'm like, no, you just wait, Mara. Whatever. I didn't get to get it out. Either way, I lost my train of thought. You don't want couples to come together. And this is something that you've been doing for a really long time. Oh, that's what I was going to say. You're just like that. It's almost like all these people, all these stars are in this invisible boot camp. Like, just wait longer, just wait longer. Thank you for your patience. All this weird shit. And I don't like it. And you run your freaking mouth. And it's false. So it's dirty. It's just dirty. Okay, that's all I'm going to give to you. What kind of criminal are you? Hopefully you get it by now. It's disgust. You run your mouth freaking backwards. You lying ass consumption witch. And honestly, you're kind of dirty. That's why you don't want anyone to be pretty or creative in town that takes care of their body, because you're sloppy. I bet you if you go into your closet, you only have leggings and sweatpants. And don't get mad, but you do. Okay, honey? You do. So let's move on to the last pile because I'm almost on my room time. And I apologize for this read. If you've hung in with me for this long, you're super cool, because this has been a really hard read. I know, the drama. Drama. What is this pile here? What kind of criminal are you? Pile number 6. Ooh, spicy. All of a sudden, it's like this pile is like, oh shit. It's almost like they're the ones in charge that were confused by the just wait longer and control. What kind of group are you? I think that's what I was like, have you been in the dark? Have you been a victim? I'm in the boot camp, just wait longer. It's for the greater good. And you're like, fine, let's keep going. And it's like, you might be the victim as well. Yeah. This pile, what kind of criminal? It's like, you've been sacrificed, so I don't know if it's a religious righteous thing that you want to get back at them. It's like, who are you trying to get back at? Maybe you're confused. Did they confuse you? This almost reminds me of, yeah. It's like, You could be cool, but you're not right now because you're not understanding the fact that I'm the star and they're manipulating you. It's almost like they're wearing Ariel's shell. At the same time, this person here might have been someone who stole the seat of power that is not theirs. Okay? And you don't want anyone to hear a star's voice. Alright, so the star feels really combative. But you also at the same time feel like the star. I don't think you like the bad biz either. I feel like this is like, whoever is in this pair, like, this is totally beyond any, like, lower intelligence. This stuff has been hidden for centuries, and I don't even know why I'm here type of person. But it's like you are aware something's missing, and you are aware the wrong people are trapped. So it's like, if you're here today and you need to be like, well, I'm the kind of criminal that wants to keep everything secret because I stole power, well, okay, then that's the kind of criminal you are. In whichever way. And you've worked hard at making sure that nobody can get to the star. But it's like, if this is what you're hiding, this one little itty bitty piece, like, have you even considered if you put the pieces together what it would be like? Like, why do you need this little ancient thing that sits in a drawer in your desk in a box inside of another box inside of another box? Well, why would you do that just because it was stolen a long time ago by a bunch of certain villains who were like, shh, keep this quiet and we'll all get to be the kings of our own castle? Like, if you could really put it in that perspective, you'd be like, okay, these were just a bunch of jealous kings that got together thousands of years ago and stole all these different pieces, and then everybody's been hush-hush since then. So you are probably somebody who might have grown up, and it's like you're an initiate of serious information. And now you realize you're the star, and at the same time, you're keeping other hidden stars secret. And, like, it's almost like you think it's for the greater good, but it's not. And then it's almost like you realize, like, oh, shit, like, I better be careful. Like, this person is definitely afraid of, like, some of these people know the truth, know that this is wrong, but are also afraid of other people that know the truth. So it's like there's definitely a bigger predator to you, but it's not something ancient that you worship that's been tied up and stolen. It would just be it almost might feel like something you feel guilty of, and then some of you are over here like running, like, I have to be really careful because I'm literally like the chopping block if they knew that I was going to give this information back. So there's different levels of higher up people here, because whoever's on this pile is like feeling very nervous and small compared to this one right here. But this person would be trying to put things back the way that they should, but realizing like this is a really huge big deal. But also would be the person over here that would be a star they were trying, to hurt as well. So it's really backwards, because this person's almost like, I know I have to hurt the star, but there's nothing I can do feeling. But at the same time, it's like, really, is that why you're born, to hide if you're in a position of power and there's something you can do, even if it's a tiny bit? Especially if this person over here claims to only care about the truth. But that's total BS. So it's like, if you're that type of person, like, don't commit suicide or anything, but if you looked in the mirror, if you sat down and poured yourself a drink, you probably feel really, really guilty. Like, well, what is the point of anything if I'm just pretending to hide the secret? Remember, if somebody takes away your destiny, it's just, now your life is just this. Like, why would you want to have pure evil? That's the lie. So that doesn't make any sense. Especially hurting and working so hard. Like, you're working so hard to keep this going just to tie up somebody who wants to be free, which is super weird. Yeah, and it's like, it's almost like a lot of you watch them and it's like, I know, it's weird. Because what good is your fortune? Yeah. Like, what's the whole point? Why wouldn't you want to see people come together and see what they can make with it? Why wouldn't you want to see what could happen if you put things back? Like, it's 2026. Why are you still trying to keep, to the early thousands and, like, your oldest text possible? I mean, you obviously know that something's been hidden, whatever level you're in. Why wouldn't you just put it back? Why would you still hang on to that? Like, I don't know. Like, have you considered the fact that you might be being, like, you have an allergy, you're sick. You might be allergic to paprika and you don't know about it. It might be put in your chocolate or your coffee by staff that you consider loyal. You might want to worry about magnets in your ties and in the bottom of your shoes and in the drawers when you visit places, on your bedside tables. You might want to consider the fact that you're the victim too. This pile. Let me do this real quick because this pile actually was like, I needed the information, Kelly, and now I can't find it. It is hiding. Okay, so this if this doesn't make sense, you can obviously click off because this is done. You're done with your reading. This is the end of Pick a Pile. What kind of criminal are you? Part 2, and this was pile 6. So I'm talking about the underground ring. If this wants to give you confirmation that somebody maybe can communicate from a distance, okay? I wrote these down when I get to the library. If this doesn't make any sense to you, just go, okay? Especially if you're a bad and you want to get in on this, it's not going to end well for you, trust. It's really not. This is definitely something bigger than you, sweetie, okay? It really is. It's something to do about the connection and connections, new connections that can be made by a loving relationship that comes together naturally that was destined. And now it's being dissected. But these people here, these are not scientists. So it's like if they got into the labs and they were like, are you kidding me? It would be over for the freaking group that we had right here and from the last Pick a Piles. This group is a little bit more, this is historic, I know we keep this secret, I know we do this, blah, 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 I'm holding on to this. Like, now we're getting to that level if you pick this. And now we're into these weird games. This is the last thing we're talking about. If you know about, I'm just giving you confirmation, so I'm just going to give myself coffee because I need to. If you know about the underground games, they have certain people, whether they've done this to you like X-Men style or not, whether you were born with this or they've, like Logan, how he almost had a surgery to become X-Men, something like that. This is when I'm almost saying like your vision is different and you can see behind cards, okay? So the 9 of diamonds, I'm talking very specific people. 9 of diamonds is a purple, okay? The ace of spades red belongs to the spades deck, but the first name, these are just pseudonyms, so chill. It would be a Julie or a Jane, okay? Are the spades? Yes. The hearts are a John. The diamonds are a Tanya. And the clubs are a Carol, but you might see James. So those are just pseudonyms. But I'm just letting you know about cards, okay? Behind, I don't understand. So it's like, it's that blue and red deck, okay? But something specifically about ace of spades red, it's almost like go time, game time. Oh, and behind the 8 of clubs, not behind it, but on the 8 of clubs, there's blood splatters. Don't have that tested. But that would be like, that's a Carol, 8 of clubs, okay? The 11 of diamonds, I was going to say, because then I was like, I was seeing the 11 of diamonds. Like, there is no 11 of diamonds. That's freaking weird. It'd be like a jack, but we don't have it, that doesn't make sense. And then I was seeing the 11 of swords, and I was like, we also don't have 11 of swords. It doesn't make sense either. So this is almost like that hidden month that's been erased. Like, what do you mean we go from 10 to, like, the majors? So that doesn't, like, what's this hidden, the minors keep going in secret type of feeling. Okay, and then the black ace of spades, if you have that secret vision, you can see a blue ace of diamonds behind it, or even a blue ace of spades. This one kind of changes because it's blue, but it's like the pure color of blue. Let's see. What else is going to say? I guess that's pretty much it on the cards, but you would definitely know what I mean if I was trying to think of, like, what are my other purple cards? Those are diamonds, remember? So traditionally those would be red, okay? And Tanya's in charge of those ones. This is almost like, let's imagine you have a witch group, okay? And then you have a triangle. So at the top of the triangle is the dark magician, okay? And then you have 2 different witch groups that each one is a different deck. So let's just imagine you've got 2 witches working together to do this backwards, back and forth, always hurting someone. And it's like, if you catch one witch, then it switches and then the next one pops up. And if you catch that witch, then it goes back to the other or something like that. And then you have this nasty warlock up here, okay? And so it's almost like each one of these women are a deck of cards. And then whoever they hire is the full deck of cards. Does that make sense? So it's almost like the woman, the witch, is the case. And it's like she would be the back of the card, okay? And then everybody in the deck, it's like they own now everybody in their deck, especially if you're talking about like voodoo and stuff like that. So then they own the deck. But it's like this one over here, the Dark Magician, it's like he owns the two witches. And it's almost like he shuffles all the decks together of it, you know? So I don't know. I keep getting that image, and I've been getting that image for a little bit of time, because it's like you have all these people working together in pairs, but then you also have this one person who's like in control of the pairs. But then like to keep the witches satisfied, it's like they think they're in control of the deck. It's really weird. Like their own deck. Because they want to be queen. Everybody wants to be queen or king, and like something weird. And it's like anyone else, they're like, what do you mean? Those are the ones that they trap and that are innocent. So it's honestly like as basic as that. It's super weird. As basic as that. Alrighty. That was your pick a pile. Episode 2. It was a jumble. I'm sorry. I have a headache. It was so stressful. But we got it out. So, okay. Goodbye.